Howdy there, Marty here, aka The Murdoch, and we're back in this video with a look and review of the new Bret Hart Ultimate Edition figure from Mattel. My last WWE toy? Okay, so hear me out. I know I said I was possibly done buying Mattel wrestling figures. I felt like with the Shinsuke Nakamura, I was kind of done. I haven't really been super up on a lot of what they've been doing, at least with these figures. So I don't really know actually what to expect. Because is it much more premium than an Elite figure? Well, let's take a look. Kind of interesting how they decided to tackle this guy, because he's got like the coat, which looks like it probably slides down over his torso, and then you have two sets of arms. You have, obviously, the sleeveless set of arms because, if you just want to have him, actually wrestling or posed without the jacket, you obviously need that option because it looks like they did the jacket sleeves as one set of arms with, like, probably a little sheath thing for the body of the jacket or whatever. We'll definitely unbox all the stuff. I'll give you some better looks on the Wrestle Review Station. But obviously, you get the figure itself. You get a total of 6 hands, so 3 sets or pairs of hands or whatever. You get an extra set of arms, and you get 3 heads along with, I guess, the jacket body probably obviously slides off, and then you get the glasses, which is everything you need for a hitman. So it looks promising. I don't know about the face sculpts. I don't know that I'm totally sold, but the cool thing about Bret is like pretty much once you put the glasses on him, he looks pretty good with glasses. Like you don't have to like nail the face sculpt like you do for a lot of figures. Of course, you have the nice window on the front. You get to see all the bits and bobs there. Ultimate Edition has this nice like almost like foil effect on it. You get a nice portrait of him on the side, and then the back. The other side doesn't really say much. It just says Bret the Hitman Hart, Ultimate Edition. But, looks nice nonetheless. The back, you get a really cool product shot. And then you also have this HDR, super photoshopped picture of him there in the corner of the ring climbing the rope to the title. So, nice looking packaging. Let's break him open and kind of see what he looks like. Of course, we got the grandpa knife, as always, because that's how we do. You have nice collector-friendly, right, that's what you call it, a collector-friendly box where you can open it up and then pretend like it's still, mint or whatever. So you got a nice little rubberized plastic jacket piece here. So let's just take him out first. So I assume his articulation is basically going to be that of an Elite figure, right? This is the first one I've gotten of these guys. So the initial look is pretty solid. Not gonna really worry too much about articulation and range of motion and all that kind of stuff is basically what you'd expect. He does move pretty well, nice double jointed elbows, wrist rocker and swivel. Obviously they pull out because he's got other sets of hands. I'm sure it's mostly the articulation that you would expect. Knees double jointed. You have a swivel at the hip. You got some sort of you got the ball joint thing up there, so he gets, front to back. It's not a ton of motion, but it's as much as you'd ever need. Hip swivel, double jointed knee, you have the swivel at the calf, you have the standard ankle rocker kind of setup they do, so you can get a fair amount of motion left to right. Oh, he even has like toe swivel or pivot or whatever you want to call that, which on this figure it's actually incorporated pretty nicely. Beyond that, head is on a standard ball peg, it looks like, as, pretty much all Mattel figures are. You get a good amount of motion just in general, but the thing is he's going to be super hindered by the jacket and the hair. Rocks back and forth a little bit, waist swivel, everything you'd expect, so no surprises there. So we're going to get him on the Wrestle Review Station. We're going to kind of compare him, show off his extra little bits. And we'll call it a video. But on the whole, I think thus far, I would say it's a pretty nice figure. No complaints. I like him. Here we have them side by side. These are the 2 Brets that I now have in my collection. This Bret is essentially the Ringside Collectibles all pink one. There's pros and cons to each of them. I mean, obviously it's going to be a situation where neither is perfect. I'm not as sold on the Ultimate one as I would like to be. For the price and just kind of what it's like meant to be. Another thing I noticed, I didn't realize this, just to show this off, is it's not actually the same type of ball hinge. There's actually a little, well, yeah, so there's a little bit of front to back movement as well. That look is kind of bogus, where it's just like his, like, the way his, like, flesh comes down right there. It's not like a seamless look. Whereas on him, like, it's super duper duper clean, you know? Like, I don't know. That just actually looks better on its own to me. What is this screaming face, though? Oof. That's pretty questionable, to be honest with you. So once again, like, if this one's not bad. Like, it's slightly stoic, slightly grumpy. So that's kind of good for Bret, I suppose. And here we have slightly smiling Bret. You have a little bit of the grin, which is good. This is probably on its own my favorite of the three sculpts, but at the very least, it looks like Bret. Like, this is the one that actually most resembles Bret, in my opinion. Okay, so even though I was a little bit harsh on the face sculpts, I'm not wowed by it. I guess that's the point. But, I mean, this guy, that's pretty bad, too. Like, this is, I mean, it looks like Bret, but, like, he looks also like Frankenstein. The flesh tones they use on him just end up looking less glossy in hand. It's probably pretty close. I'm probably being nitpicky. Because Bret loves himself. The skin tones are pretty nice, although like these arms don't like perfectly match the torso. You can see they're slightly different. Like his torso is slightly more yellowy almost versus slightly more bronze. It's very, very close though. Like you'd have to nitpick pretty hard to have a big problem with that, I feel. Pin-apps are really nice on him. I really like it. The other thing I was noticing, and it's going to bother me, is depending on how it's posed, so you're going to like see into his torso. So you see like the flesh. So like it's like, oh, there's my jacket and it has a hole in the side for some reason. You could see like my lats or whatever. But just give me 2 less arms and no rubber jacket, and just give me one like cloth jacket or whatever, soft goods jacket, because like this can pose in basically any direction and it just ends up looking better, I feel. It's kind of hard to film the glasses. Here are the new glasses. They're not bad. I just don't, I don't know, I don't immediately love them, I guess. I do love the interchangeable hands. You get one set of fist hands, one set of open palms, and they're sculpted incredibly well. Like you see like the veins and stuff in there. Like these look really good. These are incredibly well sculpted. I kind of almost took that for granted. And then you have the gripping hands, you know, for when he's holding the gun. It's certainly a good figure on its own, but you know, unless Bret was like your favorite or whatever, I don't know. I can't strongly recommend this over just having a normal Elite Bret Hart. To be terribly honest with you. And size comparison time. Here we have Bret next to Bret. They're about the same size, really. The Ultimate figure might stand just a fraction taller, like a hair of a hair taller. And for posterity, let's get the ruler in there. They stand pretty darn close to 7 inches. It's probably like 6 4/5. It's somewhere in there. Whatever. You get the idea. And here we have Bret next to a couple other Mattel figures. We have him next to Shinsuke Nakamura, who I thought could have been my last Mattel WWE figure, and a Finn Balor. And as always, we have to put him next to a Hasbro Marvel Legends figure. It's out of focus. Now it's in focus. Pretty much the same idea. A Generations Deluxe Starscream next to some maple syrup. So there you go, just in case you need that comparison. Next to a standard paperback book. And of course a Bret Hart next to a Bret Hart book. That scales pretty well, I like that. And next to a comic book. So there you go. Not a great comparison there. Next to a Shawn Michaels. Now this is a really, really good comparison. Well, I sure hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. If you'd like to see more from me, more toy reviews, vlogs, other fun stuff on this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. As I always say, it makes me feel like I accomplished something, but otherwise, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye!